Hello mga kababayan, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Laruan ni Obi-Wan. From Mcfarlane Toys, we have Superman DC Rebirth for the DC Multiverse line. If you are interested in a Superman action figure without that bright red trunks, this is the Superman to wait or make a pre-order or hunt in your local stores. So actually, I picked mine yesterday at my local Target. So when I visited there for just my local or routine toy hunt round, I was able to spot 3 copies on the shelf. So out of the 3, I picked the best in the lot for my personal collection and review. So this Superman action figure actually is a combination of 2 Superman action figures that have been produced by Mcfarlane. So the first action figure would be this classic Superman action figure. But the body mold would be from a different Superman action figure, the Infected Superman action figure, which I think was released later last year or possibly early this year. I saw it on the toy shelves, but I was not interested in it. It had a great body mold, this body mold specifically. And so I just surmised that later Mcfarlane is going to release that Infected Superman action figure in a more classical or a DC Rebirth design. And I was right. So finally, we have this Superman action figure to review. So both action figures are on a Mcfarlane transparent base. So the flight stance that they came with, or actually it's the same base that is issued to DC characters with flight capabilities. So as you could see, this action figure is bigger and beefier in body proportions, but they share the same head. The fists on or the hands set on this Superman action figure is bigger than this action figure. As with regards to the beefiness or the bulk of the arms, this is a more bulky armed Superman action figure, and this is a thinner armed action figure. And this is a single point, and that is a double joint for the elbow. So they share the same heads, they have different capes. Of course, this has the red trunks, that has the blue trunks, this has the red boots, that has the blue boots. So if you just want something that is a little bit a change in design, this is a really good figure to really add to your collection actually. So right out of the bat, when I took this out of packaging yesterday, the first order of battle that I did to this action figure was to actually get rid of the red paint that was on the boots. Okay, so about after an hour or so yesterday of really rubbing off that red paint from this area over here, the boot area, I was able to take off majority of the paint. Actually, there is still a hint of that red paint which is still visible on the boot area and on the knee area, but majority of that paint, which was really sloppy work, is already gone. So actually this is still a work in progress, so more rubbing off on this area over here to really get rid of that red paint. So this is the combination of products that I've been using. I started off with 70% isopropyl alcohol, so I really rubbed off that area, making sure that the alcohol won't get into the joint areas, especially on the knee section and on the feet section. So I was really careful just to rub on this corner over here. So actually it was a in between these two products, so I've been switching. After 70% rubbing isopropyl alcohol, I would wash it off with soap and water, then dry it with a towel, and then once again start with this nail polish. So I've been using my wife's nail polish. So this is the nail polish that really I could say does not mar the finish of any action figure that I have used to custom or possibly repaint an area. So as you could see, we don't have any white marks or possibly plastic melting on this action figure with this specific nail polish remover. So that was my combination. First with 70% alcohol, then wash it off with soap and water, pat dry, and restart with this nail polish until we get to this point where the paint is 95.6% gone. So actually this is a head sculpt that I like better than the classic Superman action figure. Of course they share the same head sculpt actually, but with regards to how this right now is painted and treated, it feels more lifelike. So with regards to the color of the cheeks, I guess they've added a little bit of pink tone over here, and as you could see, the black is more black, the hair is blacker than the previous or the classic Superman action figure, and the eyes are bluer and the eyebrows are blacker. And so far the flesh tones and the face tone or the flesh tone on the face of this action figure is really nicely done or painted really well. So good job Mcfarlane Toys with regards to this area over here. I could really relate to this action figure now, really could say that this is Superman. So after tackling the boot area, taking off that red paint, the next project that I did was to reconnect the cape to the blue suit. Actually, all three copies that I surveyed on the shelf shared the same problem. So the cape end just didn't meet the blue suit well. So we could see through that cape piece, flesh tone, the white flesh tone would be peeking through, and this was just well too raised. So a little bit of possibly your wife's hair dryer, a little bit of heat application, or you just dunk this figure into boiling water to really soften this area up, and then you could just peel them off and then dry off and apply a little bit more of super glue and put pressure on that area and let it really fix on the clavicle region of this action figure, thus doing this kind of final touch to it. So as you could see, no more flesh tone or blue suit is peeking through that cape ends. And once I was done with regluing, there was a little bit of white from the, of course, the super glue. So what I did was just to take some of my wife's nail polish. So she doesn't know this, so I'm in for a sinful connection or color, I guess. So yeah, I'm going to get some scrubbing later because she knows once again that I used her nail polish to do some of my action figures. So yeah, that's what I did. Just painted this area over here to hide those white marks of the super glue. And it also added to the really nice effect because the chest, this S symbol, the Superman symbol, is really nice and glossy. But with regards to the color of the cape, as you could see, it's just red, bland, not shiny at all. So by adding a little bit of nail polish, I was also happy that somehow it added to the beauty of the action figure, that it is, the cape is a little bit more glossy on this area. So I painted some more on the back of the figure, added a little bit more red over here, and my wife's nail polish right now is dry because of that process. So yeah, I guess I need to make a trip once again to Walmart to replace that before she discovers. Anyway, when she sees this video, I would still get that scrubbing later. Well, anyway, it's for the love of toys, so let's do it. Okay, so now I love how this shiny portion of the cape is matches the S symbol or the Superman symbol. So whatever remained of that nail polish, I also added some to the belt buckle and the belt, of course. So up front, when you look at the Superman action figure, it is nice and shiny up front with that non-glossy blue Superman uniform. Okay, so let's deal with the posability department on these two action figures. So which action figure would be more posable in terms of you want to really do some nice photo shots with this for toy art, or just your thing with regards to how you play with your action figures, display. The more posable action figure of Superman would be this as compared to the first one. I think it's with regards to how this area over here, the thoracic cavity and the abdominal cavity, are designed right now as compared to the original one, which as you could see is a little bit of, with regards to anatomical physiology, is just not so well aligned. But with this body, the mold is really nice. But I guess that is the thing that really adds to, when you do really nice poses, this figure would really hold on to the pose that you want to really do, as compared to this one, especially on the head area. The head on this action figure, or this copy that I have, I really have a problem with regards to turning it left, right, up and down, because I'm afraid that it could possibly snap off the joint, the two ball connection system, the joint system that holds the head to the neck of this action figure. So it's just way too stiff. I actually already applied some heat when I first owned this figure, and until now it still has that same problem. So as you could see, you could hear that rubber really rubbery thing when you move that headpiece, and somehow the headpiece would just snap back and not hold a certain gaze or head pose. So as you could see, you moved it around and then it would return back. But compared to this guy, so let's bring him on frame. When you do that, it stays in place. When you do this, it stays in place. You do that, it stays in place. But there's a caveat. Sometimes when you just pose this head way, it pops off the neck. But it's easy to snap it on the figure again. Really not an issue. So there you go. Once again, you don't have a headless Superman. So with regards to posability, yep, this guy has two joint system for that elbow, two joint system which has a wider range of motion compared to this Superman figure, which was released really earlier than this. So, but do I like this figure less? The answer is no. In my book, this is still the best Superman that I have in my collection. I really like the classical design and how this was executed. Just the little bit of nitpicks with regards to this figure, but this figure is still okay. And the best thing that I really like about this figure is that long cape and that big S sign. As compared to this action figure, the S sign is a little bit smaller. It would have been really better or nicer, I think, if the S symbol would be as big as this and you place that S symbol on this action figure. I guess that really completes the look, because this action figure has a really wide chest as compared to this chest of this Superman action figure, which is quite narrow over here on these 2 points, and it's wide over here, giving him somewhat of a barrel chest. So in medical terms, people with COPD would have a wide chest area over here. But this is just a nicely executed action figure of a Superman. The build is really nice and big and really beefy hands to clobber villains like Lex Luthor or Bizarro or whoever. And I just wish that the red symbol would be bigger, but anyway, this is just okay. So this ends my review for this action figure. If you spot this on shelf, make sure that you grab one for your collection. So if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and see you on the next review.